Today we are setting a track record at New York safety track.
Are we?
If we don't end the day being the fastest thing to ever go around that track on four wheels, it will have been a failure. I failed my country, I failed my family, I failed my brother, I failed my friends. It looks very attainable. I think my car is suited to going faster than any other car that I've seen so far go around that track. I got a million excuses. None of them are probably valid. I didn't bring the A game today. New York safety track, I think, is a misnomer because there ain't nothing safe about it. The thing's lined with trees.
Purposefully planted trees next to a track is not something you usually see.
That doesn't mean that we can't push and go fast. I mean, there's enough, you can push and be responsible and safe, but yeah, you go off, you may have, some trees wrapped around your bumpers.
Wait, what?
So you got to keep that in mind when you're going around the track. The track itself, I think it's about 2.1 miles. It's got a ton of elevation change. The pavement itself is slightly narrower than I'd like it to see, but it's definitely a cool track. It's only an hour and 20 minutes away. There's no sound restrictions. The track flows pretty well. I think it's a good track. I think it's a good track for a car. It's not a power track. So if you look at the guys that set the fast lap time, you've got a 700 horsepower Viper, but that was the first thing that struck me when I looked at the track. It's like, wait a minute, this is really not a horsepower track. This is all about maintaining speed. It's some real tight turns, which I'm not used to, like second gear stuff, which I never use. So I'm going to get myself in the second gear today, I think, for a couple sections. So it's a little outside of, I guess, my typical wheel. It's certainly not Watkins Glen. It's not Lime Rock. It's kind of its own thing, but it's cool.
We're just saying that we're not ashamed that we listened to Tenacious D on the way there.
Not in the slightest bit. Well, last time, obviously, I went as fastest of the day in my third session, which is the first dry session on my third lap. So I accidentally had on the tires with like 14 heat cycles last time, not the ones with 3 heat cycles. So I think just by nature of having much better rubber, knowing the track, I sent my video to Dion and Chris at Racers 360, who gave me some pointers. So I hope I don't have to kill myself to try and get the lap time I want. If I do, I got some sticker Hoosiers I can cheat with. I mean, we're gonna get the lap time. So if I gotta bust out the fresh rubber, it's coming out. That's all there is to it.
Working it. Working it. It's nice.
Our season last year ended with a bang. Season-ending race at New Jersey Motorsports Park. I got crashed into in qualifying. Guy spun and I smacked into him. Never happened before. Never seen it before. It's just one of those shit happens things. So the car had some pretty significant damage. Add insult to injury. All I had to do was finish both of those races, and I would have won the regional championship. But that didn't happen. So, whole front end was pretty screwed up. Just put it away until about January, where in January I brought it down to my buddy Adrian and his crew at Fast Auto in Queens, New York, and they did an awesome job rebuilding the front end. Did a lot of stuff right the second time that I may not have done right the first time that I didn't want to spend the time on, so they just cleaned it up super nice. And now we got it out last Friday. A week ago was our first time back on track after the rebuild, and the car feels fantastic. I've never been to this track before. Came pretty darn, within 2 seconds of the track record, and that's why I'm here today, thinking with some fresher tires and some better driving, I can get up to 129 lap record. So that's the plan so far. I wanted to do under a 129 with these tires, but like I said before, I think we gotta slap the stickers on. We gonna slap the stickers on. I don't think I'm gonna need to use the extra 100 horsepower tune, which I've never even driven the car with that, so I'd probably be slower anyway. So
I have.
I'm gonna try to avoid that. And now we're gonna check some data, as we would say in New England. Really what I want to see right now is what my theoretical is, because being held up with traffic, I may have had some blistering sections in one spot and then waiting for cars in another, so that will give me, I usually don't rely too much on theoretical lap times, but that will give me a pretty good picture of, just in this first initial session, the relative pace of the car, I hope.
Looks like a dirty film from like 1827.
A boudoir film. It's porn from 1902. I thought this was going to be a victory cigar. I thought it was going to taste sweet and smell wonderful. but instead it tastes like crap. Just like my performance today was crap. I failed my country, I failed my family, I failed my brother, I failed my friends. I got a million excuses. None of them are probably valid. I didn't bring the A game today. I don't know what it is, but gotta look at the data. It's funny, like this is like a defeat as bad as any race I thought I was gonna win and then ended up losing. So I don't know. I'm pissed, if you can tell. But we'll look at the data. We'll figure it out. This track is close, like I said. I don't know that I want to come here and burn up sticker tires trying to achieve a silly record, but it can be done, so I will do it. Hopefully the next video, right after this video, is me posting up a track record video. But for now, I'm going to drown my sorrows in this sweet Brazilian cigar.
What were we short by?
Good evening. We were short by like 7/10. Yeah, I didn't get hardly any faster. That's the other crazy thing. So there was some little bugs on the car, but there were bugs. I mean, nothing was perfect today. Certainly not the car, not my performance. But I think if we get it perfect, we can beat that 128.9 with 380 horsepower. So that's going to be the goal, and I will do it. But it didn't happen today.
But then, when we returned in 3 weeks, we said prayers to baby Jesus. We sacrificed many virgins. And this time, things went a bit different.
It's been 3 weeks since my last miserable cigar, and this is the one that tastes sweet, because this is the one that's celebrating the new track record at New York Safety Track with a 127.81. When we set out on this mission, I didn't think 127 was a realistic number. Turns out that it is. It was a fast lap. It absolutely wasn't a perfect lap. Turn one, I can brake a little bit later, I think, and carry in some more trail braking to smooth out my total G graph, which you might see. Got a lot of speed over the back side of the track, going off the off camber over the hill section. That was a lot more speed. And that's it. And the rest of the track sort of came together the way that it normally does. I missed the apex by about a car width and a half on the back section, which actually cost me almost 0.4 of a second when I compared the data. So again, not perfect, but so much better than it was previously. When I bought this car 5 years ago, it almost killed me on the way home because the alignment was so terrible. The guy it was a quasi street track car. It wasn't very good. So fast forwarding 5 years later, having started a company to build parts, Corvettes, I never thought I was gonna be setting overall track records. Never thought I was gonna be pulling 2 Gs in the turns with parts that we designed and made and put on this car to get every bit of performance out of it that we possibly can. So I'm quite proud of the achievement. It's a track that the whole world doesn't know about, but it's been around for 7 years. Thousands of guys have tried it, and we're the first ones to beat that thing. So yeah, I'm proud. somebody told me that day at the track when we broke the record that Sam Yao, the guy who currently held the record, was going to be bummed about it. That kind of bummed me out a little bit. I mean, track record, any record's meant to be, we're all racers, we're competitors. Records are meant to be taken down. So, you know, we got this 127.8 for now. I hope somebody comes soon and does a 127 so I can come back and pull a 126 in it. But I'll tip my hat to whoever does it. I look forward to seeing it. If you're going to do it, make sure you're doing something under a 126, because if I have to, I'll come back and do a 125.